Okay, so this is the same day, a little bit later, November 9th. I'm just trying to get as much of this content out, like, as I can. I just washed my face again. It does look like red rods, because it is, because layers and layers and layers of skin come off. You can see the capule, just, it'll get better. In my experience, the last 4 years, when a scab is over the area, it seems to fester underneath and get worse, whereas when it's just open, it comes out freely and it's done with sooner. Like I said, especially if I go to bed with like any kind of skin scab over it, instead of just like the fresh new skin, I wake up and it's worse. So I don't know where I was, but basically, I don't even know what important parts to focus on. So, moved down to the with my family, and I was gonna write a book about all this, and I was gonna title it "The Girl Who Cried Wolf." And that's because when I was a little girl, I was physically and sexually abused and neglected, and I had been taken from my parents. And above that, my mother, she said she didn't want me, specifically me. She took my sister, and she just chose not to take me. I was too much for her, which is kind of my life story. I'm a little too much for everyone, or not enough. But yeah. So, anyways, I was gonna title it "The Girl Who Cried Wolf" because I ended up as a child falsely accusing my father of sexual abuse because I was basically a little kid who felt like no one loved me, and he was abusive, and I was being sexually abused by someone else, and I was put in a foster home, and they took me to an ice cream parlor. 3 adult women just eating ice cream with me, kind of leading me, saying, you don't have to go back with your dad if these things are happening. And being a child eating ice cream and wanting this new family, yeah, of course, yeah, these things happen. He was hitting me. I didn't want to go back and get hit, but I was a kid, and I lived with that guilt for a number of years until I found my biological family. Just shortly before Greg and I broke up, so probably like 2013, 14. I was trying to find all my siblings. I found my brothers on my mom's side, and just wanted to know where I came from and meet these people, even though I was an adult. So, anyways, I didn't go to the police about a lot of this, and I thought I could handle it, and now I feel like I'm in over my head. At some point, my partner, he didn't trust me the way he did that night when he let me in on what was gonna happen. He, like he said, never acknowledged or brought up the conversation. There's been some key phrases here or there. Obviously, I don't have proof of them. He has said some things, but he's been pretty to his guns about it. I guess it would be in, what's the word? He would get in trouble for it too. Basically, he would be part of it. See, that's a scar of one healing. That was a big one. See a scar here. And this one. I'm lucky to have the skin I do, because I would be scarred everywhere if it were to really show. So, basically, I'm trying to read or digest that. What happened was the things that happened with my family got misconstrued and filtered through the lens of her addiction. And I knew she needed help, and I told her that I was disgusted and I could never talk to anyone about some things that had happened because they were wrong, and told her this. And I ended up just being quiet. And I knew everyone started thinking of me different. They started treating me different. They started looking at me different. They started watching me like I was gonna do something. And I just told myself, like, you know what? I would feel the same way if I heard a story like this, and the only thing I can do is prove to them that I'm not what they, could think, and just keep being me, and they'll see it, Didn't work out that way. I guess with millions of dollars and all the friends and family on one side of the fence and me with my emotional problems on the other side, it just was too green on the other side. I feel like I need to kind of write down and put it in logistical or like chronological order what happened, because there's so much. But basically what it comes down to is this man told my boyfriend that he put formaldehyde in his wife's respirator when she was sleeping. And she got lung cancer and died. And I overheard this at a sporting event where they were both attending, and in the back of my head I was like, that's how it's gonna happen. But I was just like scared and in shock, and I don't know, it just kind of, I just wanted to live my life happily with my family. I just wanted to have this family in my life, and even though I know all this, I'm not gonna leave it. It would be what I have to uproot my whole life and leave my children or give them a harder life with less family. I can't do that. Can't do it. So, okay, look, you water those plants, okay? So, anyways, fast forward to August 1st. Started waking up like I had been on a respirator on. I even said I taste latex in my mouth, and I messaged my sister about it. I've been getting these like little scabs in my ears, so I don't know if I was like sedated or what, but I just know I woke up feeling like I had been out, and I for 3 days was gonna taste this, and I'm coughing up stuff. I was nauseous. I couldn't eat. I would take a bite of apple and I would spit it out. I couldn't even get myself to eat a bite of apple. I felt an itchy throat. These white crystals were coming out of my tear ducts, specifically like long white crystal-y things coming out of my tear ducts. My eyes were like numb, but they were like watering profusely, just watering and watering and watering. And I got a sore throat, and then it's just I just didn't recall, not that I didn't recall, I didn't make sense of it. I was just like, this is a really weird thing to be happening. And that's when my face had started breaking out. Honestly, it was already breaking out for probably a month then. It's clear, just clear fluid. And I had a cut right here, one of these, like right here, and I woke up on like the third morning and my whole face was numb. And I remember saying to Jacob about it, and he's like, really? And some of his responses, like, I didn't tell him I went to the hospital, but when I did go to the hospital, he was shaken, visibly shaken. And he had said, like, did you get blood work done? And I didn't. I went the next day and tried to. I did, however, get an x-ray that showed visceral inflammation of the lungs. And then I was given a medication, a Z-Pak. And at this was so emotional. I had called my brother, and I basically accused him of the involvement and let him know everything I know, which is kind of a stupid move, but I did. And he said something about like, oh, well, there's like, a $30,000 pill or something. I've looked into it. There's nothing you do except for this pill. And he kind of looks over at someone. He's like, oh, unless you're going to give me the $30,000, I'll pocket it. It's not going to work though. And it's a pill that you take in 2 weeks. So it's like 1 week on, 1 week off, 1 week on. So now I took the first week, and the second week is when I used the Silver X, and my legs broke out. And I went back to the hospital, and they prescribed me a second medication, which looked uniformly like the first one. The Bactrim looked almost exactly like the Z-Pak. And basically what I thought is just like, it's not like I want to get cancer and die, but if I don't, then I don't have any proof. And so I just kind of didn't take that second medication. Although basically my symptoms have cleared up, because I was coughing black, not like gray or like green. It was big black spots, and I have a bunch of pictures of it. Yeah, this could be postpartum psychosis, this could be schizophrenia, this could be a number of things, and I'm open, and I may not, I hope I'm crazy. I pray that none of this is real, and that I'm in a loving family, and that I'm gonna live to see my kids grow up. So, none of this information, none of what I think I know or have learned is gonna alter what I'm gonna do in any way. I'm not gonna run away. I'm not gonna treat my spouse or his family or my family differently. I'm just gonna keep being me, because if I didn't, then essentially they have killed me, So, anyway, so I went to the hospital, and I got the x-ray, and I got the medication, and legs flared up, and after the legs flared up, Jacob's, we're kind of bumping heads a little bit, and he's like, why don't you just follow your intuition? I think he wanted me to run. I think he wanted me to just run away from it all and live the rest of my life like, if I could, away from harm's way. I do think Jacob loves me. I love him. I think that, he tried to protect me for a long time, and eventually it just was too much. He couldn't fight everyone in his life, deciding that it was better without me in it. So I went to the cops, and I ended up telling them everything, and they gave me a 72-hour, or not a 72-hour hold. They basically admitted me to the hospital, had blood work done, which formaldehyde's naturally occurring in the body, and wouldn't come up, and they didn't have a test for it anyways. But got blood work done, and they held me for a little bit, and at this point I knew I was going to get a psych eval, but I was having these physical symptoms. I'm coughing up black, I have this staph on my face, I have been dealing silently for so long, so I just basically came when I thought I would have proof, and that was it. That's all I could prove. I didn't want to not die, I didn't want to stop myself from being killed. I just wanted accountability, because it's not right. So I knew I was going to get a psych eval, and when the guy came in, I just told him, I said, I have PTSD, I have childhood PTSD, I've had it, with the pandemic and things in my life maybe feeling out of control, maybe I just got scared, and I just started coming to conclusions based on what I did know, which is that I'm coughing up black, and my mouth tasted like latex, and my face was numb, and my eyes were watering, and maybe I just kind of made some of this up in my head. I don't really think I did, but I could understand that if I did, I wouldn't know I did. So I'm open to it, although, whatever. So that's pretty much where we're at. I had a social worker come in, and they made me sign a paper that they were fearful of neglect, even though I came to the police of my own free will and volition, and my children are very well cared for. Basically, if I am having some sort of mental breakdown, that's what they fear, is the kids wouldn't be cared for or something, but I would never do that. So I'm not going to leave my house. I'm not going to do anything. It was years until I think it was decided 30 was a good time, a good amount of years for me. Basically, I don't know how the next attack will come. I don't know why. I just know that he says things like there's more than one way to skin a cat, and that he watched this 12-hour confession video, and he's not going to get locked up for anything, and he's not going to get locked into a mental institution over it. And he says, I wouldn't let it drive you crazy, like acknowledging that there isn't it, but just like, come on, keep your sanity, stay with me, like we're doing all we can, let's enjoy today. And I try to enjoy today, and I think that confuses my therapists and workers, like, because I'm not overly distressed about it. I'm not, I'm very accepting of what is. I just want clarity for everyone. No, you can't keep giving bottled water to the plants. Okay, you drink it. If I open it, you drink it. It's not for the plants.
I don't want to water the
I know, but this is good water. Okay, go on. You drink it. So, like I said, I don't have any like big plan other than like speaking my truth, and so that this is my truth. I would like to actually like present myself well, you know, get this cleaned up and chronologically go through my story and talk in more depth about it. But for now, those are the facts as I know them. I hope I get the opportunity to maybe even make a channel, and maybe I'll get over this psychosis and I'll delete all these videos and I'll do something, you know, different. I love cooking. I love learning how to build things, doing new things, adventuring. So I don't know, whatever. C'est la vie.